Uh, Hello. It's about to be real gay, so bear with me. While I was in the psych ward trying to explain my way out, I wanted to express that I did, in fact, have friends in a social life. So I wrote an essay about the bust. I'm going to read now. Please don't be offended if you're not personally mentioned. I was focusing more on diversity because, psychiatrists like to hear that than I was about the people I really like and fuck with. But you know who you are. The title of this is What If It Was John Wayne Gape Me? Generally speaking, I like to keep a low profile. To me, most people seem all too eager to tell strangers their life story, and everybody likes to ramble on about self. Simultaneously, most people are unwilling to pay others the courtesy of actually listening to their stupid bullshit. It's an easy way for me, I've found, to earn the goodwill of almost anyone I come across. Just be a listener. When I enter a new setting, I keep my mouth shut about myself and wait for people to start offering up information I didn't ask for. Invariably, they do, whether by oversharing to no one in particular or by seeking out a friendly face such as my own. Suddenly, a stranger becomes someone willing to help, even if they don't realize it themselves. This strategy I employ wherever I go, even places like the seemingly ethereal world of the iPhone-era internet. So when I found the strange sanctuary of Steven Seagal's 69.9 The Bust FM and saw that its chat was full of swarthy regulars, I spent a few weeks in lurking observation before I came through with one that brought the house down. What if it was John Wayne Gape Me? The boys filled in the rest with some wonderful visuals depicting such a reality. 2 years on from that unforgettable riff, I was no longer a sporadically involved chat newbie, but rather one of the few busters so comfortable with the gang that I would reveal to them my face. And boy, were they surprised. Page turn. To find out I wasn't 400 pounds, that is. For those 2 years, although my own in-real-life life remained as tumultuous as ever, my life on the bust was consistent as my main source of social interaction, as well as a harbinger of people I would eventually come to call my friends. Profile pictures, shifting usernames, and even patterns of speech became far more identifiable to me than even some of my first cousins. Not that that was a particularly high bar to pass. I don't know what Stevie, Robbie, Tommy, or Pam's last names are, if they ever married, or what the fuck they even look like. If faint memory holds me true, I think they're all blonde and Pam has diabetes. Hope they're doing well. No matter. In the bust, I found something that I hadn't been a part of since at least the age of 18. A community. With arms wide open, they accepted me and pulled me into a world of near constant communication. Many of what would have been lonely nights instead were filled with a cacophony of riffs, bizarre personal accounts, healthy debate, and of course, good old-fashioned shit-flinging. As confidence in my own online presence and persona grew, so did the bust as a whole. Occasionally, new individuals would show up having noticed our group's inner familiarity and deride us as losers for having found communion beneath the bootlegged rerun live stream of a defunct podcast about having gay sex with your dad. More often than not, these people would eventually join the fold themselves. Much more seemed to bring us together than our shared Cumtown fandom. Even though, to my knowledge, no sort of in-real-life meetup had ever taken place, there existed among us an undeniable sense of shared experience. Like a refugee camp webbed together across the world, we took all comers. That's not to suggest that just anyone could cut it on the bust. Far from it. For example, if one were easily offended, considered certain words racist in and of themselves, or couldn't find the humor in a joke about baby rape, they weren't going to find us palatable. Despite these ramifications, our ranks included a suspected schizophrenic Filipino New Yorker, a Canadian lesbian, a haughty weeaboo trying to dom Tokyo, a Palestinian living in Texas by way of Lebanon, an angry gay Dutchman, a simple kratom cashier, and even an actual Israeli who was granted a modship, later revoked. Without knowing it, and certainly without intent, we had formed a shockingly diverse coalition. So there you have it. I was eventually discharged with no mental diagnosis. The psychiatrist shook my hand and said, you're a fine young man. And I have the bust to thank for that.